Hello guys, hope you are doing well. I want to welcome you on my first video of this series, that is ATA voice explanation of the aircraft and its systems. We are going to discuss each and everything about the aircraft and its systems in this video series. This is the very first video of this series in which we are going to answer three questions. The first question is, what is ATA or what is ATA 100? The second question will be, what is the necessity of getting these ATAs? And the third question will be, what are the advantages after getting the ATAs? The first question we are answering is, what is ATA? ATA is actually Air Transport Association. It is a standard that was started in 1956. So ATA is actually doing what? ATA is a standard that are given to whole world, or whole world has accepted it, so that we can categorize, we can segregate the systems and the aircraft into some chapters. Okay, and ATA is dividing the whole aircraft engine system into 100 chapters. That is why it is also called ATA 100. Okay, so ATA is nothing but ATA is a standard that maintains all over the world and that maintains the aviation industry, so that we can learn and we can understand the aircraft and its systems into different way and in very segregated manner. Like for example, ATA 05. ATA 05 is actually time limit and maintenance checks. So all the type of maintenance, that can be scheduled maintenance, that can be non-scheduled maintenance, that can be any type of scheduled maintenance or a time limit maintenance, will always be considered under ATA 05. The second example will be ATA 29. So ATA 29 is defined as hydraulic systems. So whatever the aircraft, it can be Airbus, it can be Boeing, it can be Bombardier, or it can be any manufacturer, when he will prepare a documents or aircraft maintenance manual or any type of manual about their aircrafts, they will only discuss all the hydraulic systems in ATA 29, whether it can be hydraulic pump, whether it can be any other system related to hydraulic system. But this is sure that any of the system, any of the information that is related to hydraulic system will only be considered or will only be written on the ATA 29. So it becomes very easier for anyone who is operating the aircraft or who is manufacturing the aircraft, because it is very necessary to segregate the information, because you know the aircraft is very complex machine. It is having thousands of the system, thousands of the information are needed for one system. So it becomes very necessity of the people who is working for in the operational department or in the maintenance department of the aviation. So because of that, in 1956 it was felt like something should be done to segregate the information about the aircraft, and this is the thing because of which this ATA is created. So actually what we have got is ATA is a standard that divides the aircraft and its system into 100 parts. The first part, the second part, the third part, and likewise the 100. So in that, in first part what will be there, the second part what will be there, in third, fourth, like this only we are preparing the aircraft and its documentations. So the second question that we are answering in this video is, what was the necessity? Actually what is happening, before when aircraft was just started manufacturing in different part of the world, there are different type of manufacturers that are manufacturing the aircrafts. Now they have explaining the documents, they have explained the aircraft and its systems in their own style, in their own manner. Like they have started explaining the hydraulic system, then oxygen system, then cabin system, and likewise. And in different part of world, like in Russia they were explaining this way, in America they are explaining some other way, in India they are explaining some other way. So there was a necessity, because you know aviation is a global industry. It is not related to some local industry. It is a global industry. So we need and we should need a standard that divides the aircraft and its system in a good manner, so that everybody in the world can understand. The first problem was solved. The second problem was the language. Just imagine if aircraft is manufacturing in some country who is speaking English, then what happened, the documents will be in English. In Russia it will be in Russian, in some other country it will be in some other language. So to solve that problem, one more video I will take. It is STE simplified technical English it was produced. In simplified technical English, it is mentioned that everyone who is manufacturing the aircraft will only be publish its documents and its information in English, and there are some set of rules also. So because of this, the information, the things that are very necessary for the aircraft and its systems become easy. The third thing is, what are the advantages that we have got after getting this ATA? So after getting the ATA or ATA standard, or you can say ATA 100, the aviation industry actually becomes the global industry, because any manufacturer in any part of the world can now export their aircraft to any part of the world, and the professional persons, the operational person and the maintenance personnel, that can be a ground staff, that can be a pilot, that can be an engineer, now can understand the aircraft and its system, because the documents are now same all over the world. So this is a very small video to help you out. If you find that video is meaningful, the video is informative, please share with your friends, hit a like and do the subscribe, so that we can also get motivated by you. Thank you.